What's up everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we'll be covering the finale of the scenario. We left off on a very interesting note last time. We ended off the last part with Roshi accessing a brand new power, the incomplete Ultra Instinct, UI Omen. For this video, let's hit a like over 3,000 likes. And with that out of the way, let's conclude this series. Following that moment, Roshi then tries to access Ultra Instinct again, with the help of Whis. With how quick Roshi's been adapting to things in the scenario, and with his martial arts mastery, I feel like he would learn this technique pretty quickly. Of course, it's not fully complete yet, but at the very least he can activate Omen at will. And just from unlocking this technique, his latent potential would soar exponentially. So not only does he have UI to make him stronger, but his base will be stronger too due to his potential rising. The ultimate form is one hell of a drug. Beerus and Whis are shocked to see an Earthling grow this strong. Sure, a Saiyan isn't really too surprising due to their race's abilities to grow so rapidly. But an Earthling? Sure, his conditions are unique, and he does have ultimate, but still, they would have never expected a mere human to do this. Goku watches in awe. His master has actually surpassed him, once again having something that Goku doesn't. But Roshi's training obviously isn't complete. He still has a huge goal, achieving the kind of Ultra Instinct that Whis has. Even if he's not able to use it as a permanent thing, he still wants to be able to access it at will. And shockingly, Whis ends up apologizing to Goku. Goku's confused, why is Whis apologizing? Well, he tells Goku this is a major development and he would prefer to dedicate his time training Roshi specifically. He'll have Goku return eventually, but for now, he just wants to focus on Roshi helping him unlock Ultra Instinct. Goku's kinda bummed to hear this, but he understands. Until Beerus ends up stepping in. Yeah, Whis won't be available, but Beerus still is. For once, he's gonna stop being so lazy. Goku is his student after all, and he wants him to surpass Vegeta, Shin's student. And what he has for Goku is actually a job offering, one that he recommended before, God of Destruction. And, just like before, Goku decides to turn it down. It's not really his kind of thing, but Beerus kind of expected that response. But he persists. He doesn't officially have to make Goku a God of Destruction, just a candidate for now. And by doing so, he'll be able to grant Goku a special power that only Gods of Destruction have. Although, the process is an odd one. He'll be able to train Goku officially as a student now, and he will be granted the ability to access a godly technique. But if he uses this technique, it's permanent. Although, he tells Goku they could always get the Dragon Balls and reverse it if he wants. Goku wonders why Beerus is so persistent about this, and Beerus feigns being generous, but really, it's because he wants to keep ahead of Shin. He'll prove to that Kai that his student is better. Well, as long as there's no obligation and Goku doesn't have to be a God of Destruction, he's gonna go for it. Whatever powers he's granted, he'll only use for good. And so he could have some more enjoyable fights. Well, that settles it then. Goku is going to be training with Beerus, while Whis will be training Roshi to access Ultra Instinct. This further fuels the rivalry between Beerus and Shin. It's such a weird kind of proxy rivalry, but Beerus has fun fueling it. But of course, things still remain the same with Zeno. He decides he wants to hold a tournament of his own, inspired by the Universe 6 tournament. This one he'll call the Tournament of Power, a battle royale between all of the universes. And now, Universe 7 is tasked with creating a team. The two easy picks are Roshi and Goku, who are basically there by default. But there is one issue. They want to recruit Vegeta, but technically, doesn't he count as a god? Same for Goku since he's technically a God of Destruction candidate. They're able to contact the Grand Priest and he gives them some rules. No actual gods can join, so that means real Supreme Kais and real Gods of Destruction, but apprentices are fair game. This means Goku and Vegeta are allowed to be on the team. Toppo was allowed originally anyway, so this would of course slide. It wouldn't really make sense to bar these two in that case. The team is able to recruit 9 people. We have Roshi, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, Piccolo, Krillin, Tenshinhan, and Yamcha. As for the 10th, Yamcha suggests that they should bring in Trunks, but in all honesty, Trunks isn't really strong enough here. Remember, Trunks is Yamcha's kid. He's a full human, and of course he has been training, but he's just a human kid after all. He's not really going to be doing much in this tournament, as opposed to someone like Goten. They keep thinking, and Goku almost suggests reviving Frieza, but they do have enough power already so it's not worth the risk of reviving him. It's better to get someone from Earth. Vegeta tells Goku, Goten, and Gohan to come with him. He has a great idea. He reveals on his hand he's wearing a ring. What, did Vegeta get married? He explains, this is a time ring. It allows him to travel through time freely. Interested in what he has planned, the group follows along, as he teleports them all to a future timeline. They ask Vegeta where they are, and he tells them, those future time travelers from before, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. This is their timeline. They're in a city that's partially rebuilt, but is still progressing by the day. This timeline that was once infected with the androids is now safe. It's an odd parallel to their Earth. They head to Capsule Corp first, and they ask to see Bulma. Bulma comes down and is amazed at who she sees, almost crying even. It's Goku, and of course she recognized the other two, Gohan and Goten. Younger version is the people that she already knows. And there's that Vegeta guy wearing some weird outfit. But oh my god, Goku's here. They ask to see Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, and she calls them up, as well as Chi-Chi. It's a nice little reunion, and future Chi-Chi gets to see Goku once more. It's technically not her Goku, but still, it's Goku. So she's happy. The time travelers are glad to see everyone again, especially with Gohan and Goten seeing their past selves, and vice versa. Vegeta promises next time he'll bring Yamcha and Trunks, but they tell everyone the plan. The group is pretty shocked to hear this, and they then recognize Vegeta's outfit as the same one that Shin was wearing when he came to Earth. They were able to defend against Boo, and Shin stayed alive, and Vegeta explains that he's one of the Kais now, which is how they're able to travel here without a time machine. They hear about the Gods of Destruction, Zeno, and the Tournament of Power. It's a lot to take in at once, and they may need to look into it for their own timeline, especially this Beerus person. But they need to recruit someone. Future Goten and Trunks elect Gohan, as he's the strongest of the time travelers. And he accepts, but under one condition. He's amazed to see at how much his past self has grown up and tells him he wants to spar with him right now. That's his condition for joining. Fair enough, present Gohan's up for that. So the two Gohans go to fight all out. Future Gohan goes into Super Saiyan 2, showing off his full power, but Gohan doesn't even go past Super Saiyan. Is he just cocky, or is he really that strong? And the two are fighting pretty evenly despite this, so future Gohan tells him, don't hold back at all. He wants to see how strong his past self has gotten. Gohan appeases this wish, and decides to turn Super Saiyan 3, a form that he now has mastery over. Of course, future Gohan, Goten, and Trunks are all surprised to see this. This power is amazing, as is this form. Gohan explains, it took a lot of time to gain control over, but now he's able to use it at full strength, bypassing the ki drain. He's been training constantly in this form, and after the tournament, he'll try and teach future Gohan and Goten how to do it. But future Gohan doesn't back down, and Gohan notices. The two clash, with future Gohan defeated in one hit, as Gohan turns back into his base form. Future Gohan is pretty happy and impressed, thanking him for the fight. He lost, but he doesn't care. The person he lost against is himself. Wait, does that mean he's weak, or does that mean his past self is just really strong? The idea boggles his mind. Anywho, the two Gotens want to fight now, but they'll have to save that for later. They're kinda short on time, and they need to get back now. With future Gohan in tow, he says goodbye to everyone, as they bring him back for the tournament. And now, we enter the tournament itself, and everyone gets to meet some of the fighters beforehand. The Gods of Destruction and some Kais are in the arena, giving last-minute coaching to their fighters. And luckily, Zamasu came along. He greets Vegeta, joking that he would wish Vegeta luck, but then that would mean that they may win. But regardless of what happens, the two shake hands. Vegeta is impressed with the Universe 10 team, and Zamasu is impressed with Universe 7's, but Vegeta notices Universe 10 only has 9 members, and Zamasu reveals that he's the 10th. They heard that Zeno allowed Vegeta on the team, so that means Zamasu's able to join as well, since he's only an apprentice and not a full Kai. Surprising but not unexpected, the two pals look forward to fighting once more. And the tournament begins. Immediately, Roshi begins to focus. He unleashes his full potential, ready to face everyone. Right now, fighting in just Ultimate will be enough for him, and it's the best way to save his stamina. But while he has unleashed his full potential, this isn't his full power, not at all. He actually hasn't really seen Goku in a while, and the two didn't get a chance to train beforehand. So, he's excited to see where each of their training has taken them. The two wish each other luck and fight conservatively for now. Krillin fights alongside Roshi, remembering when they first trained together after Roshi's wish. Roshi's gotten so far, Krillin thinks that they need to train some more. He wants to reach this level one day. Vegeta and Zamasu end up avoiding each other at first, but eventually cross paths as Universe 10's members dwindle, and after they've taken down some fighters. Zamasu knows well that Vegeta exceeds him in power, but Vegeta wants to have a good fight, so he decides to not fight in blue. Zamasu respects this, and the two go at it, even with Zamasu knowing he's not going to win this one. The two clash, enjoying their fight, happy to have met each other as rivals. This may be the end for them, so they want to enjoy it. Zamasu is amazed at what mortals can do, but the two decide they're also going to use Kai techniques in their fight. They teleport around with the Kai Kai, they create blocks of Kachi Kachin and throw it at each other, and they use other magical abilities. It's really a unique fight, but inevitably, Vegeta wins, and Zamasu ends up conceding. He thanks Vegeta for all that he's done, and finally wishes him luck for the tournament, which he hesitated to do beforehand. Considering he's about to be erased, he doesn't mind, he feels pretty content. He knows very well what Vegeta wants to wish for, and he's confident that Vegeta will be the one to win this, or at least his team. Shin watches from the stands, understanding the rivalry of these two, happy to see it. Vegeta and Zamasu bow at each other, as Zamasu jumps off the edge, no longer able to fight, and with that, Universe 10 is erased, with Zamasu smiling all the way through. Good luck, Vegeta. The two Gohans and Goten stick together, facing the Universe 6 Saiyans, easily winning, and they continue to stick together through this. Goku ends up trying to face Jiren, but Toppo ends up stopping him. The two get ready to fight, with Goku easily being able to keep up with Toppo in his blue form. Toppo is actually having trouble once Goku transforms like this. Goku acknowledges that his training with Beerus has paid off, but Toppo notes, something about Goku's ki feels so similar to his, and Goku agrees. They both possess godly powers, but of a specific type. Toppo then asks, can they fight at their full power? He knows that Goku's holding back, and Goku gets it now, but he declines this. Very well, Toppo decides to transform himself, knowing this permanently cements him as a god of destruction. There's no going back now. Goku is still understandably concerned. He knows about the finality of using this power and contemplates it, as he's currently being beaten by Toppo, and that Jiren guy. Is there any other way for him to defeat Jiren? Goku can't just abandon his ideals like Toppo. It would be cool to use this power, but he's concerned. Beerus watches closely. Will Goku go through with it? Toppo is about to knock Goku out, telling him that he enjoyed the battle, but Goku isn't God of Destruction material. He wonders why Beerus ever made him a candidate if he doesn't even want to do it. Goku laughs and agrees. He isn't material for this. It isn't his kind of thing. He doesn't want to use this power because he doesn't want to become that. But Toppo tells him it's the only way to save his universe, and if Goku doesn't want to use it, then fine. Once again, Goku contemplates it. He knows that Toppo is right, and he knows that he can reverse it, but it's just the principle of it. He doesn't want to use this God of Destruction power because that's not who he is. Even though he can eventually reverse it with the Dragon Balls, it's not something he wants to do. But Toppo made a great point. It's the best way to help his universe. Toppo charges a punch, but suddenly, Goku begins changing. His eyes begin glowing purple, and his blue hair gains a purplish tint from his aura. His muscles bulk up somewhat, and an emblem appears on his chest. Goku's powering up. He tells Toppo once again, being a god of destruction isn't his kind of thing, but Beerus granted him this power, so he wants to make use of it. He reveals his own god of destruction mode, and Toppo is stunned. If the two of them ever end up as actual gods of destruction, Toppo's power pales in comparison to Goku's. Goku will use this power to win the Tournament of Power, but afterwards, he'll restore himself. Maybe not with his Super Dragon Ball's wish, but later on. He only needs to use it here. Right now, just endure it to save Universe 7, as much as he hates the idea of using it. He and Toppo fight some more, and Goku inevitably ends up winning. Getting used to this power, he really hopes they're able to reverse this. Sure, the power is amazing, but he doesn't feel right being a god of destruction right now. Beerus grins, looking over to Shin. That's his student. It looks like Beerus takes the win this time. Goku's next target is Jiren. Roshi and Krillin look over to Goku. It's insane, but Roshi chuckles. Oh, that Goku. He's glad that he's not going to keep that God of Destruction power permanently because it's not his kind of thing, but he says Goku should have denied Beerus' training and gone his route. Krillin asks what Roshi is implying, and Roshi just laughs. He'll see soon enough. The two face Dispo right now, with Krillin being hit a lot, but Roshi easily being able to stop him. Dispo tries to outspeed Roshi, but he can't. Roshi, without even using Ultra Instinct, is holding his own right now. Using his Thundershock Surprise, he's able to paralyze Dispo. With Dispo held in place midair, Roshi then drops him off the side. Krillin is stunned to see his master's new power. As for Vegeta, he looks over to Kakarot as well. Once again, Kakarot is above him, but in reality, Vegeta is advantaged, because his power isn't temporary. He knows for sure that Goku's gonna get rid of that power eventually, while Vegeta maintains a power that he can always use. The numbers dwindle as other fighters defeat people. Yamcha, Tenshinhan, and Piccolo are defeated eventually, with Goten and future Gohan slowly falling behind but staying in the ring. Future Gohan is surprised. Goten is actually on his level, maybe even above it. But they'll have to test that theory later, and right now, they help Gohan eliminate Universe 2. Goku goes to Vegeta, telling him that he plans to defeat Jiren, and he needs to be at his full power for this. He knows the Kais can heal people and tells Vegeta that he needs it. And Vegeta does this. He heals Goku and tells him good luck. He's impressed with Kakarot's power and tells him this, but once he gets rid of it, the two will fight once again to test their limits. Goku agrees, and the two fist bump as Vegeta finishes healing him. The two definitely came far from where they once were. Now in his full power, Goku ends up facing Jiren, actually giving him a challenge here. Jiren is suppressed, but everyone's amazed to see that he's actually getting knocked around by Goku, and Jiren's smart enough to know that it's time to power up. Goku expected this. He knew Jiren wasn't at his full power this whole time. So instead of actually facing Jiren head on, he has a new strategy, utilizing his destruction powers to knock him out of the ring. He tries to destroy the ring around Jiren, but it's a little too hard for him. Jiren is very nimble, and Goku wants some of the ring to remain for himself to stand on, so he can't destroy too much. Watching nearby, Vegeta notices and decides to help, and he begins forming more of the ring with his Kai abilities. Meaning Goku can destroy as much as he wants because Vegeta will just create more of the arena beneath him. Goku thanks him as Vegeta sticks behind, creating platforms for Goku to jump on, pelting Jiren with other blocks of Kachikachin in the meantime. Jiren is obviously annoyed by this, and he smashes all these blocks, lunging towards Vegeta as Vegeta tries to fight back. But even with Perfected Blue, he can't do much right now, so he decides to teleport away, with the Kai coming in handy. For now, he'll stick by the other Universe 7 fighters, supporting them and healing them, as they all slowly finish off the other universes. Goku is strong, but not strong enough, because he coaxes Jiren into his full power, and once Jiren fully powers up, he closes this gap that he had with Goku and has actually gone above him. He launches a massive blast to knock Vegeta out first, so Goku doesn't have any healer or supporter. Even though he's advantaged in terms of power against Goku, he knows how valuable of an asset Vegeta is, which is why he swiftly knocks him out before Vegeta can even notice what's happening. He's not worried about the other Universe 7 fighters, as he hasn't really seen much of their abilities. But there's still one person of concern for him, one who he doesn't even acknowledge yet. He's now getting the upper hand on Goku, but suddenly, he receives a kick to the back of his head as he stumbles. Goku's surprised to see someone intervened. It's Roshi, using Ultra Instinct Omen. Ah, it's this guy. Jiren takes some swings at him, but he can't hit for some reason. He starts using more energy, and this means Roshi's gonna have to get more serious as well. Jiren sees through the facade and knows that Roshi isn't as weak as he seems. This entire time, Roshi was trying to conserve energy, that's why he was using Ultimate and sometimes going to Omen. But of course, this isn't his full power. He tells his students to watch closely. Goku, Gohan, Goten, and Krillin. They all watch as the Master Kame style powers up. This is the final push, so why not go all out? Whis watches happily, knowing what Roshi is about to show off. Beerus isn't too surprised either, but all the other remaining gods, obviously they're pretty shocked. The flames of his aura grow fiercer, as his hair begins to shine. He fully powers up and it's revealed that he now has white hair. Roshi has gained the ability to access Ultra Instinct at will, the complete version of it. Although he can access it at will, it's not entirely stable, which is why he wasn't using it this entire time. It's still pretty draining. Beerus is ecstatic. This is awesome. I mean, he knew about it, but this is the first time he's actually seeing Roshi do it. He seemed somewhat uninterested before, but now he's excited. These students are all amazing. Together, Goku and Roshi face Jiren. One alone won't be enough, but the two together, maybe that'll be able to do something. Goku begins destroying the ring as Roshi attacks. He's not focused on the ground beneath him, as his body subconsciously reacts and keeps him in the ring, while he simultaneously attacks Jiren and dodges all of his attacks. Jiren's frustrated, he can't hit Roshi, and even when he tries, Roshi either counters the attack or Goku comes in and attacks. And when he tries to attack Goku, Roshi then counters that. The two have perfect synergy. He can't defeat them. He gives one last push, but Roshi tells Goku, now's their shot. The two jump up on one of the rocks, planting their feet into it and then launching themselves off the side with a flying kick. As they rapidly descend towards Jiren, he swings at them, but Roshi throws down a blast as a smokescreen and uses the blast to flip over Jiren. As Goku's leg hits Jiren, Jiren's fist hits his face, launching him far away as Goku launches one last blast towards the ground to destroy it. And in the split second, Jiren notices the ground beneath him fading away as it's destroyed. And in that small moment, he's about to jump out, but he's then hit by a kick at the back of the neck from Roshi, with Roshi then jumping off Jiren. Jiren falls into the void, being eliminated more so by technique than power. There still are a couple of fighters in the ring. Krillin, the two Gohans, Goten, and Roshi still remain, and Roshi is declared as the MVP, I mean, obviously. Although Gohan's a pretty close contender, and he tells his students, here's another important lesson for them, watch carefully. Super Shenron is summoned, and he tells Shenron to revive the other universes. Of course, Roshi's students already know this is the right thing to do, but Roshi just wanted to be kinda cool and act as a teacher in this moment. He's pretty happy about it, that was a great one-liner. And with that, all the universes are restored, and everyone returns home. Future Gohan is then brought home after the tournament, and this time, Vegeta brings Yamcha and Trunks along too. That way, Bulma gets to see Yamcha, and Trunks gets to see the other Trunks. And vice versa for both of those. Everyone gets to meet their future selves once more, with Trunks happy to see Yamcha. You know, seeing this, Vegeta can't help but think, something about this Trunks and Yamcha thing is weird, but he can't really quite figure out what it is. Future Bulma's pretty happy to see Yamcha again, although it's a bit weird because he's way younger than her, and it really isn't his Bulma that he's talking to. If he shows love to the future version of his wife, does that count as cheating? This moral philosophy stays in Yamcha's mind. Jokes aside, with this, Vegeta is also able to take everyone to meet future Shin, who's surprised to hear that he has a student in the past timeline. Shin tells Gohan, Goten, and Trunks about Beerus, and also says, after what they did with Majin Buu, he'd love to help them train sometime, especially if any of them will end up anything like Vegeta. He seems like quite the great Kai student. And with that neatly wrapped up in the future, everyone goes back to the present timeline. Back at home, Chi-Chi scolds Goku for what he did by accepting the job of God of Destruction. Beerus is scared to hear her, but he tells her he could reverse it. He knows Goku doesn't want it, and worst case scenario, they wait a year for the Super Dragon Balls. Or maybe even Shenron on Earth can grant it. Maybe he can find a way to remove it himself, or Whis. But on second thought, Chi-Chi thinks it's kinda cool and cute. Goku, a god. Also, it's a second job for him. But Goku says he doesn't get paid for it, and then she tells him that they're gonna stick with farming in that case. But Vegeta consults Goku. Before Goku removes that power, he does actually want to test himself against Goku's power. At least while he has it. The two students are pumped, and Shin and Beerus agree at the fight. They'll prove which of their students is better, with the two bickering ready to prove the other one wrong, as they teleport to the world of Kais for a fight. Naturally, Goku would end up winning this one due to his power, but since Goku doesn't want to be considered a god and he has the power removed eventually, Vegeta has an upper hand, so he's still happy about it. Goku does promise he'll get ahead again someday. Back on Earth, Roshi returns to Kami once more, with Gohan and Goten, and Kami is glad to see his students. Roshi has made excellent progress, and Kami decides it finally may be the time to officially pass their torch to Roshi. He asks Roshi if he's sure about it, since he could do things way more interesting than guarding Earth, but Roshi is happy to accept. Earth is his home, and he wants to protect it, and besides, with all the fights he's involved in, he already is protecting Earth indirectly. He is sure about it, so Kami makes it official. Roshi is now the guardian of Earth. Gohan and Goten watch, happy to see their teacher promoted, but Kami has two requests. For one, they first need to gather the Dragon Balls, and wish for Roshi to have the ability to create them. They're kinda weirded out by this. Kami's still gonna be there, can't he just do that? Well, not quite, he'll explain later. They make the wish and now Roshi can create Dragon Balls. But now Kami reveals his other request. He's fulfilled his role, and asks Roshi, bring Piccolo up to the lookout. It's finally time. Piccolo knows why he's being called up there, as Kami told him telepathically. Roshi is confused and Kami says, long ago, he was once united with King Piccolo, but Kami had to split with him so he could become Guardian of Earth. That's why King Piccolo, his other half, was so evil. But now that he's no longer Guardian, this does seem to be the right move. Wait, what's Kami referring to? Well, he explains. He's gonna merge into Piccolo once more, wanting to reform his self from the past. Kami is too old now, and he's been replaced. He's served his purpose and he's proud of his work. He'll either end up dying of old age, or he could do this, so this option is much better. He promises the students that it'll be okay, as Roshi and Popo tearfully watch as Kami says goodbye, fusing into Piccolo, reuniting once more as they were hundreds of years ago. Roshi tries not to cry as his master says farewell, but he can't help it once his master is gone. Kami's taught him and shown him so much. But Piccolo then walks up to Roshi, placing his hand on his shoulder. Kami will live on within him, as he is a new person now. He tells Roshi, thank you, and wishes him best of luck as Guardian. Because of him, Kami and Piccolo can finally be whole again. His master isn't there physically, and in terms of personality it is still mostly Piccolo. But Piccolo assures him Kami will spiritually live on through him, the nameless Namekian. Roshi wipes his tears and laughs, thanking Kami for all that he's done. This is for the better. Kami will live on for longer through Piccolo, and his spirit continues through Roshi. It's not the end, it's a new beginning. And with the two Namekians now reunited, and Roshi as Earth's Guardian, this is a fitting place to finally end the scenario. Sorry that this part was a bit long, there was a lot to fit in here, and I didn't really want to split it up into two. But hopefully, you enjoyed the scenario and this conclusion. Let me know any of your thoughts and suggestions down below. And thank you for supporting me all the way through this. I really like doing this scenario, and I'm glad I got to do one about Roshi for once. If you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, and if you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon to get notified about any future videos that I upload on my channel. Thank you all for watching, thanks for supporting this scenario, and I'll see you all in my next video.